Hey there. Question. Have you ever had a moment where every single fiber in your body screams, nope, can't do this, not right now? Your brain says keep going. Everyone around you say it, oh, come on, push through it. You can do it, push through it. If that's you, you are so in the right place right now. Welcome back to High Heels to Happy Feels. I'm Stephanie from Immersive Spirit. And our podcast, we're bringing you, bringing you the wisdom of your body just as much as the whispers of your spirit. So this week we're pulling back the curtain on something powerful and completely misunderstood. That's resistance is not always sabotage. It's not always fear or failure. Sometimes it's your soul just drawing a boundary before your brain can make sense of it. So in today's episode, we're reclaiming resistance as sacred, as magic, as a deep knowing that says, not this, not now, and that's okay. So let's dive in. All right, we are taught to fight resistance. Push through, grind it out, fake it till you make it. But what if that resistance isn't the problem? That resistance, it's not the problem. What if it's wisdom? So telling you a quick story. And this is something I deal with at work over and over again, right? You're asked to do something and you keep saying yes because it looks good on paper and you're like, yeah, I can absolutely do that. And you commit and it should have worked. And your body just says, no more. You have a tight chest. You feel tired. You're burnt out. Maybe there's anxiety, which is a huge one for me. That's the moment that you knew that no wasn't fear. It was truth. When your body's responding that way, that's the shift. That's not just resistance. That's your body saying this is not right. And that's not sabotage. It's sacred. Your body knows when you're forcing something that isn't meant for you. You're calling something growth, but it's just overfunctioning. You're going through the motions because you think you're supposed to go through those motions. A yes is going to cost you your peace. So what about honoring that no? When you honor that no, that's true leadership. That's true alignment. That's sovereignty. Because you're taking those moments to think about what's important to me. How is this relevant to me? And I'm not talking about just being selfish for the sake of saying, nope, can't do it, don't have time. I'm talking about when something makes you physically cringe. And your body says no, and you know it's not right, and you know just faking it till you make it, or you know just doing this as a favor for that one person is just not the right step right now. Say no. That's honoring yourself. So let's get into a little bit of the astrology right now, because there's a lot going on, and this is going to have some play, right? This is going to have some of that function, some of that overall feeling, and it's what's in the universe right now. So Jupiter's in Cancer. That's turning up the volume big time on our emotional intelligence. Nat talked a lot about it last week. We've talked about it during astrology segments, but right now you're being asked to feel your way forward and not fake your way through. So feel it emotionally. Don't just go through the steps and go through it because you need to fake it. Now's not the time for that. Mars is in Virgo, and that's all about discernment and precision. Virgo asks for precision. It asks for not perfection, but Virgos can be perfectionists. And so when you're working with Mars there too, it's telling you don't push, just choose smarter, right? Be aggressively is in Mars, smart and thoughtful and practical about your decisions is Virgo. Then we've got Pluto, which is retrograde in Aquarius, and that's peeling back all the performance layers, the roles, the masks, and the shoulds, right? And instead, you should be asking, are you pushing because it's right or because you're afraid to stop? And last, I don't want to forget to remind everybody, Saturn is moving retrograde into Aries very late tonight here Mountain Time or early tomorrow Eastern as we record this, which is July 12th of 2025. So we are going to have discipline meeting fire. And I just did a whole video on this, so you'll be able to find the link for more about this particular transit, this planetary shift. what it looks like to go Saturn into Aries, because you're talking the planet of discipline and instruction and learning with fire, and the energy of Aries, which is go, 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 and fire, fire, fire. So make sure and check that out too. That link's going to be included in our show notes. And because it's a big planetary shift. And it can cause conflict for you. Because when you're just doing the fake it till you make it, it's very easy to get caught up in the Aries fire and energy of yes, I can do that. Yes, I can take on one more thing when you've got 452 things ahead of it. Yes, I can do this. Saturn's going to be like, do you have time for that? Have you spent any time doing this? It's discipline, and it's sitting with that, and it's doing that. It's not introspection, but it is asking and calling you to pay attention into what are you learning from this. And the biggest thing you can learn with resistance is saying no, is honoring yourself. So the astrology right now is all about your gut instinct, right? And trusting in that. Spirit moment this week it's not only speaking in visions or synchronicities. Spirit speaks through your body's refusal. That tight chest that we talked about earlier. The nauseous belly. Are you going to puke? I mean, that's disgusting, but are you? I mean, is this something that's going to make you physically sick? Does it make you nauseous, anxious? Does it make you shake when you think about it? And I'm not talking about that really good high shake from espresso in the morning. I'm talking about makes you anxious, physically nauseous. I shouldn't have said yes to this. That whisper. Sometimes it's as subtle as a whisper. Something in your gut. Just a little belly rub, right? And it's not the kind we give our puppies. This is a little like, okay, what's going on here? Not this. Not now. Don't override that. You don't need to justify or explain it. So I want you to try this. Place your hand on your body. Wherever you feel resistance in your own body, I want you to place your hands. For me, anytime I feel that, I'll feel my heart palpitate because I get anxious, or maybe I'll get some shakes, but I know me and my caffeine, so hey, let's be real, like it's a strong possibility. Or your stomach. Is it making you nauseous? Do you feel like things are turning? Is there something there that's twitching that's just not right? Place your hands there and say, what are you saying no to right now? Or what are you saying yes to right now? And then listen without trying to fix it. Don't judge. Just listen. And when you're asking your body, think your body is the biggest, most beautiful pendulum in the universe. So when your body says yes, you feel it. When your body says no, you feel that too. If you're trusting your pendulum, or you're reading a tarot or oracle card, you're paying attention to your horoscopes or the stars, or looking at the astrology of the day, you're using your crystals, you're using runes, you're doing anything like that, even tapping in, listening to your guides, you trust all of that. So if you trust all of that, you have to honor your body when it says not now. Not now. This is not one of those resistance is futile moments, right? That's not what this is. This is resistance is necessary because I'm taking control. And there's a lot of that going on right now and a lot of these energy shifts. All right, so a little spell for you. I think there's a spell we've got here. So every time you honor your body's no, that's magic. And I just talked about that with the pendulum. Honoring your own body as the biggest tool in the universe to remind you of who you are, and tapping into the synchronicities of how you feel when you connect to the universe. So every time you choose peace over pressure, that's power. That is so much power. Every breath you take in alignment, not in obligation. It's that spell of sovereignty. Your no is sacred. Your pause is protection. Your refusal is remembrance, because it's remembrance of who you are and what you want. So a little practice you can do this week. And this is it's a sacred resistance check-in. First, I want you to name where you've been forcing something that feels off. And if you've just watched the other video, there's some things that you're going to be doing there too with Saturn and retrograde in Aries, because in that video, I go through a whole commitment thing. And it's very much like what we're talking about today, right? With resistance. What are you honoring? What should you be letting go? So in this, when you're writing that down, what have I been forcing that just doesn't feel right? Then you place your hands on your body, your magic pendulum, your own magical space, and ask, what do I actually want to say no to right now? Make one clear move that honors that no. Doesn't have to be big, just has to be aligned. So, for example, somebody's got you and, one of your items on there, you're like, I do want to say no. So what's a step that you can take towards making that clear? Besides the obvious, nope, piss up a rope, ain't doing it, I don't want to, because we know that doesn't always work, right? Our jobs sometimes require things. Our relationships require things in that. So how can you say no? In kindness and in a way that clearly articulates that this is not for you right now. And it may not be for you ever, but this is something you're uncomfortable with. Maybe you're being asked to publicly speak and that's not your jam. Maybe you're being asked to represent something that you don't philosophically believe in, whether it's politics or medical or something in the education system, whatever that might be, but it's something you disagree with. You have to figure out, how do I honor myself, and what step do I need to take to say, hey, thank you for your interest in me, and I thank you for making this offer and considering me for this. But, and this is where but is great. Say, but I'm uncomfortable with this because, or I don't have time right now because, if it is something you feel like you can actually take on later. If it's going to be a hard no, and it's something that you just know that deep in your core, your belly's telling you, don't do it, not for you, say it. There's ways to be kind in saying it. And we are here to totally help with that. Feel free to reach out, info@immersivespirit.com. Jump onto our site and go to services. There's a 15-minute free consult. We'll help you draft a no. We can figure that out, right? There's all sorts of great ways that we can say no. I do it all the time. But if you cruise over to Immersive Spirit Living, I would say start with if you've got some questions or download, go to the embodiment pack. It's free. Helps get you started, get you into that space where you feel like, yep, my space, my time. What can I be doing with it? How do I honor myself? Because you're still trying to push your body and your brain is trying to push you back. And so when those are colliding and your brain's like, oh, but you have to because of what you're hearing here and the programming in our world, and your body's fighting you every step of the way, you're not aligned. You're not balanced. You're not grounding. You can't do any of those things if your body's out of alignment. So find a way to get your head and your body aligned and write it down and say no. Say no. It's okay. And you notice I didn't tell you to do any shadow work. You're welcome to. It's a good opportunity to figure out why I'm saying no, but 9 times out of 10, we know why the hell we're saying no to something. We don't like it, we disagree with it, or we just don't have time. If it's principles, it's principles. And stand on those. Be darn proud of those principles and honor yourself. Don't do something that's going to make you sick just for the pleasure of somebody else. We're not here to serve at the pleasure of others. You're here to serve for yourself and your higher self. You're not weak. You're resisting. That's a big difference. That does not make you weak. And you're not wrong for needing rest. And you're not behind for saying no. You're allowed to feel the full stop. Full stop. And I know it sounds like a mic drop moment, right? Full stop. But yeah, I know it's overused in conferences and stuff, etc. But it is true. You are allowed to full stop. You're allowed to say no. And that is enough. That gets to be enough. I hope that was helpful. Next week on the podcast, Natalie and I should be back together. You'll notice she's not here this week with me. We each had a different week that we needed to fill in. So next week we'll be back together, and we're going to shift into consistency, but not the hustle kind. We're going to be talking about why consistency looks different for intuitives. Because your version of success deserves to honor your nervous system. I'm telling you now, say no. You're allowed, and we're so grateful you're here. And if you ever have any problems saying no to anybody, please shoot me an email. I love saying no. Until next week, I'm Stephanie with Immersive Spirit, and from high heels to happy feels, we're so happy you joined us. See you again soon. Bye-bye.